Okay, this last rudiment study that we're going to do is long rolls, open and closed. Um, Roughly right now, because we just went through the double bounce and working with that in the 5 and the 9 stroke rolls, what I'd like to do is show you how to keep the roll going. Like at the end of Stars and Stripes, you have a half note that you have to roll, so I'm going to call that a long roll for right now. It has other names, but for right now, just a long roll that you need to go for 2 counts, and your 2 counts have to be whatever the quarter note was all the way through the song. So 2 or more beats of a roll. You need to have a good sense of what that tempo is and count that, and just work on that. So this is where we're going to incorporate every 1 count of a roll is the strokes or the motions of the hands is a set of 4 16th notes. So 1 E and like we did with that other long roll study that I showed you, going to double bounce from single stroke roll to a double bounce roll. It's the same idea. So what you can practice on is playing 16th notes in succession, like 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and I'll do that for you right now so you know what I'm talking about. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. And then you would do that over and over. What I'd like you to do is be able to alternate between the 1 eandas and double bouncing your 1 eandas, which is similar again to that long roll. And these are open. When we talk about open and closed, what I'm going to do right now is just when I double bounce, and you can hear the 2 bounces per stick, that is called an open roll, okay? Or a rudimental roll, sometimes they can call it that, where you can hear all the beats. So I'm going to do 4 beats of 4 sets of 16ths, and then I'm going to double bounce the same thing. So 1 E and a, 2 E and a, ready, go. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? And I'm counting on purpose out loud. 1, 2, 3, 4. In my head, I'm thinking 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a. When I double bounce them, I'm still thinking the same thing, because the motions of my hand is always 1 E and a, 2 E and a. That does not change. I don't change a thing in the stroke. When I'm talking about stroke now, I'm talking about the movement of my right, the movement of my left. Even if I'm doing double bounces, it's the same thing. So right, left, left. Double, 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 double. It's the same stroke. Right, left, double, 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 double. See, it looks the same. So here, if I go back and forth, you shouldn't see me change. I'm going to kind of mix up the double bounces with the single stroke, so you won't know when they're going to happen. But you can see, watch my stroke, watch my right and left, should look the same unless I mess up. Here we go. And okay, that idea of double bouncing for long beats. So here's how we can start that. You do your double on the right, slow, and that one. Now remember to connect them so there's not a gap between them. So double, see I'm setting up. So you should be able to speed them up, slow them down. Again, I speed up by increasing tension on the fulcrum point. so that the stick doesn't get away. But again, fundamentally, my thumb to knuckle all the time. If I let go of that thumb to knuckle or it's not there, that stick might come flying out. And same thing in this hand. If I don't have a good fulcrum, the index finger is not a J, it's just like curved a little bit, the stick could slip out and fall on the floor. And you just want to keep everything all fundamentally correct. And when you work with your students, it's the same idea. You watch their grip all the time. You remind them so that they know second nature, my grip has to be right. So, and they're gonna get into more advanced literature quicker if they have their fundamentals correct. So that's the long roll open. If I want to close the roll, the only thing I do is I increase the tension on my fulcrum almost as hard as I can, because I want to crush the buzz, not hear two bounces, but I can hear multiple. And so we hit the drum with one stick and just pinch it, and it should be a buzz. And then I do the same thing here. I'm squeezing my fulcrum, so I get a crush. So what I want to do by doing that, at least that's a starting place for what you're doing. You may try to smooth that out so it doesn't have little gaps between it. So it should just sound constant, like a smooth roll. And that's what you would hear like at the beginning of the national anthem. Etc., etc. And you would use that type of roll. There's certain music that the percussionist, you may ask them as an orchestral or band conductor or something, that you would ask them, I need you to close your roll up, I need you to crush it and make it smooth and soft. Sometimes very small, soft dynamics and small things need to be crushed. So just so that they sound correct within context of the music that you're playing. So you need to be able to do that change and to show your students that change. But I use that strictly for the national anthem. Doesn't mean it has to be. Sometimes your national anthem can have that. If you want that sound, that's fine. But I prefer it to be crushed, and it's a little more softer, especially if you have a vocalist singing with the group. It makes it a little easier for them not to do that. If you had a marching band or something outside, you may want to open that roll up so it carries a little bit better. So hopefully that's a help to you. That's the long rolls, closed and open.